of God. I bear in my flesh the scars of the cross. Nevertheless, I live. Though the outward man perish, nevertheless, I live. It was this man of faith and power that stepped out and said, I know you've made some wrong decisions. You've made some wrong choices. And it looks like you're about to die because of it. It looks like you are about to die because of it. It looks like you are about to die because of it. Somebody get a hold of this. It looks like you're about ready to go under because of it. And your back is to the wall. Your back is to the wall. You haven't seen sun or stars for many days. That means that you haven't had a word from God in several days. That means you've not seen the light of day in several days. That means that for several days you have had no hope. But one man on board that ship, my God, that knew how to hear from God, that knew how to talk to God, he stepped out. He said, I told you what was going to happen. But he said this, nevertheless, I've heard from God. And he said, be of good cheer. How are you full of good cheer when all hope is gone? How do you muster up good cheer? How are you happy when all hope is gone and there is no solution unless God steps in? I'm talking to somebody today when all hope is gone. How do you have good cheer? But Paul said this. He said, I want to tell you that I've been praying. I want to tell you that I've been with Jesus. I want to tell you, you might not have seen the stars and the sun for many days, but I want you to know that I have, that I have, that I have. And he said, there stood by me this night an angel of God, whose I am, whom I serve, and said that angel told me to tell you, be of good cheer, because nobody's going to lose their life. Now you're going to lose the ship, and you're going to lose everything on it, but your life itself is going to be spared. There's hope. There's hope when it looks like there's no good news anywhere. I want to talk to somebody today. There is hope when it looks like there's no good news to get from the doctor, the lawyer, oh, whoever. There's some good news somewhere. You just got to find it. Vashalabohoya. There's good news somewhere. You just got to find it. There's good news on the horizon. But Paul had been fasting. Remembering what God had done. And he said, I want you to be of good cheer. It may look bad. They had to dump all their wheat, everything. They were going to sell that wheat, but they had to dump it out. The ship, they ended up taking pieces of boards and planks to make it to shore themselves. It wasn't easy. But the Lord said, when it looks like there's no hope, when it looks like it's over, there's still some good news that you can get only from God. How many need some good news from another world today? When it looks like your prayers have not been prevailing, when it looks like everything you've done has not prevailed, when it looks like that all of your confessions of faith has amounted to zero, nothing, I want to tell you, you might not have seen the glory of God for a few days. You know, the sun is the highest glory there is, amen, than the star glory. It may be a season that you haven't seen the glory of God on display. It's horrible to go through a night season when you cannot feel the glory of God, when you cannot touch the glory of God, when you cannot see the glory of God. It's horrible. Oh, it's horrible. Have you ever been there when you didn't see the glory for a season? And when it's like that, it's hard to pray. It's hard to have faith. It's hard to have joy. It's hard to walk in peace. Oh, my God. For about 2 weeks, they went without seeing anything from heaven manifested or put on display. But Paul, he stepped out and he said, I've got good news. The Lord said to tell you, it's not over. It's not over. It's not over. I want to tell you, child of God, it's not over. It is not over. Would you lift your hand and love Jesus?